So here we are in this beautiful location, a beautiful library that is full of gorgeous antiques and books and artefacts. What a great location to shoot the first situation today. One thing that we have to look at when photographing in places like this is the light. So the tungsten lighting which is on, the first thing we need to do is be able to switch that off. We can now see where the natural light is coming in, and this is the most flattering light. If you have tungsten lighting on, it's going to cast shadows and colour tones across the couple, so it's just nice to have a nice clean light. I'm going to start with this location over here in this beautiful bay window. You can see that there are some things that we are going to actually have to move out of the way. Okay, so as I would work in a wedding, we'll start with the bride first. Okay, so we're going to use a white and silver reflector in here, and I'm just going to get it out before bride comes in, just to see how it's going to hit this panel here, which is just going to be gorgeous, and it's just going to fill in a bit of shadow. So in a situation like this, we want to get the best out of the shape and the body dress. So we're going to do something quite simple to begin with. So I'm just going to ask the bride if she can come and just lean against the wall. And when you lean against the wall, can I just ask you to take a tiny step forward and find the wall with the back of your hands, and then just rest into it. So Kate is very elegant, and we want our brides to look elegant because they want to be able to look back at their pictures and just be absolutely amazed and have great memories and real treasure of the day. Now, I love Kate's foot already. She naturally has put her foot out. So what she's done to be able to take support if she's fallen back is she's actually brought her feet out like so, which then gives us this natural shape coming through the dress, which is lovely. Because Kate is quite used to doing posing and modelling, I'm going to point out some features that I've seen her fall naturally into. So Kate has actually put a nice bend into her hip here, which looks lovely. So you've got her falling against the panel, the light's looking great, her feet are in the correct position, her weight's on the back leg, which has pushed her hip out, and she's just looking fab. I'm just going to bring this in. So I just want to fill in, get a nice bit of catch light. So my trusty assistant, the chair, is going to help me out here. I'm just going to actually shoot it very slightly underexposed, so I get to see the light coming across you. Okay, so I'm happy with the situation. I'm happy with the light coming across. I'm just going to make some refinements to the pose so I'm 100% that this is going to be a cracking shot. So this hand looks great. Just bring it out. So I like it as it was, but just bring it further out from the body. Now I've closed the curtain over, and I've done that deliberately because I've wanted to protect the highlights in the wedding dress. So I'm just going to do a couple of other frames just to see if I am happy with what I've done. And also it takes out the distraction of the curtain itself, so we get a clearer background. If you can just come out of that pose for a second. So when you go back into that pose, try not to what I want to get is something that is really elegant and really poised. So keep your core really taut as you fall back in. Let's try that one more time. Otherwise you kind of look a little bit slouched. Yeah. That's it, lovely. And now just tilt your head that way a little bit. That's it. And then just breathe through, and then just let it out slowly for me. Brilliant. Now take your head further round to your shoulder. So bring it round even more so. And then just bring your chin up slightly. a little bit more, and then just bring your shoulder right round. So put your body back to where the position was. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I want your chin to come round to your shoulder. Okay. That's it. And now lean back into that. Just look down your arm for me. Bring your chin round to me a little bit more. Lovely. That's it. And I want you to look straight down the barrel. So how I'm shooting this is I'm shooting this as a 3/4 shot. So we've got her hip to create the shape, which is creating a nice cut-off point as well as you come into the 3/4. I'm shooting just down to here. So let's try. So at the moment your foot is like so. Now just bring the knee round so we get this S shape coming through the underlay of the skirt, and you can see how that's just made the hip drop all of a sudden, and we've got a strong shape coming through here, and you're going to carry on with your head tilted that way. Mm-hmm. So if you look at me directly now and then just tilt your head round, that's it, that's really sweet. Now with the bouquet, let's just bring that round, and so we can just have it across the stomach there. Beautiful. So we'll do one more shot like this, 3/4 again, and then we'll get the groom in. Perfect. Just close the lips for me. Nice smile. Look down your arm for me. Look out the window. Perfect. Great. Okay, so we've shot with our gorgeous bride Kate, and this is Reese, and he's our lovely groom today. And we are going to same location, and we're going to start with photographing the groom. Okay, so I just want to, when I'm photographing either a bride or groom, I want to just actually get the posing nailed first. I want to be able to see how the light is going to be affecting the groom, especially because he's normally wearing a dark suit, which is going to take an awful lot of light away from our delightful guy. So I love the way he's standing at the moment. I think it's great, but I'm just going to ask him very much, just to step forward a little bit. That's it. And now I want you to step back into that panel again. But I like the way that you're turning 3/4, so you're going to face the window down at the bottom. Okay. And now I want you to put your hands in your pockets for the shot. Okay, so when we ask a guy to put hands in his pockets, first of all, always check to see that the groom has not got a phone, keys, tissues, whatever he has in his pocket, because it's incredibly distracting. So always ask the guy to move that out. Now we want to tidy up the jacket as well, because it looks just a little bit crumpled here. So when the guy puts his hands, with your flower, when you put your hands in your pockets, let's keep them nice and light. So if we push down too much, then we get this horrible shape coming through. So just lightly sitting inside the pocket, maybe knuckles just inside, I think, or out would look great. And then what happens, you get flex in the wrist as well. And so we get some movement coming through the elbows. Okay, so let's just tidy up this jacket. I kind of like to do this, but, as long as the jacket looks tidy, you can do as you wish, I suppose. Now, I don't know what the rule of thumb is with thumbs, but I like to have them tucked in just inside, because they are quite distracting. Your eye will go to the hand before it will go to the face. So we need to just make sure that those thumbs are inside. But other photographers may like to do it a different way. Okay, I'm going to take this shot because I like the way that we've got the reflector coming in, filling in the shadow. Reese is standing at 45 degrees, so he has got the light source hitting his back, which is casting light coming across the front of him, and we're just going to get Reese to look at me and then look out the window. Let's take the shot. Again, the 3/4. So Reese, what I would like you to do is just take a tiny step back for me, please. If you, that's fine. Come away from the wall slightly as you were before. That's it. Perfect. Okay. what I'm going to do, I'm going to change the reflector. So what's happening is when I'm shooting, the shadow on the jacket is just a tiny bit dense. So I'm just going to use the reflector to just lighten that up a little bit. Not too much. We don't want to actually see the light on Reese, because this is too much. It just looks like a flash. So we're just going to pull it back slightly, just to fill in that shadow.
Same pose?
Yep, same pose for now. That's perfect, that's much better. Okay, so now I'm just going to adjust I'm just going to pull out the cuff a little bit. Again, this just gives a little bit of refinement to the image. If you just step out of shot, I'll show you how I want you to stand. So we're going to keep this 45-degree angle with the light coming across you. I want you to lean in a little bit like Kate did, but in that, all I want is your shoulder blade to be resting on the side here. Okay. You can keep your hands in your pockets, or we can try folding them over. We'll see what looks more comfortable. And then, again, we'll have you looking out towards the light. So let's start with that and see what we have. So just like Kate, you're going to fall into the wall. Yeah, perfect. Cross the ankles over. And that just looks really casual, and it will last the test of time. It's quite a good shot to have. You're just a little bit too far over here, so when I'm shooting, I'm looking to see how it's going to crop and will be a final print. So these, you have to look at the background as much as you do the foreground to make sure that you're really happy with everything first. So just take a tiny step back over. Tiny bit more, just there. On you, yeah, I think that's fine. Great, and I want you to just drop your chin slightly for me. That's it. I'm going to take this shot, and I'm going to ask you to cross over the feet here. So this leg becomes the more dominant shape in the picture. That's it, perfect. Great. Great. Turn to me. Just drop your chin slightly. Perfect. Great. Groom shot done. So we're going to we'll keep you as you were. Let's lean you against the wall slightly.
Dominant.
Yeah, cross your feet over as we had the other way. That's it, thank you. And if you just come into shot for me, but now you face the light completely, so it's going to come and fall across you. That's great. Now again, Kate is effortlessly elegant. So I'm going to talk about how she's fallen into that pose, so you know how to create that when you're photographing your own bride and groom. So we're going to start to see what Kate's done with her feet. Let's have a look. So Kate, can you see how she's moved her feet down here? Which is nice actually, I like it. But I wonder whether what we could do is swap it around. So we have the camera, the legged camera should always be the more dominant shape, because then we get a lovely shape coming through the dress. What I would like Kate to do is now slip your this arm around, say it around the back, and then we hide your hand completely. So I'm not interested in that. Not interested in that hand. That's great. And I think hand in pocket. The reason why I like to put hands in pockets is because we want to hands. Okay, they're the same shape. They're the same size as our face. And when you're photographing, when you're looking at the image, your eye will go straight to the hand face before, straight to the hand before the face. I find anyway. So I like to just minimise the hands as much as possible. So we're going to ask the bride just to hold her hand. We're going to make sure that that's flat to camera as well. Again, we don't want, if it's like this, it becomes a big plane of light before we hit your face. So we're just going to ask you just to hold it out slightly. You could even just hold the middle bit of the dress in between the two fingers. That's it. Okay. both looking out to window. Now I'm going to ask Kate just to flex her arm so it becomes this shape here. Perfect. Maybe just drop it back a tiny bit. And then bring it away from, that's it. And then bring that down. That's it, keep that there. Okay. Let's just pull your hand out slightly from pocket. So just have it in, but have it just pulling out so it's not so pushed in, just coming out very slightly. Yeah, and then just relax that arm so it becomes a little bit more, yeah, you can just, it's a bit tight there, isn't it? And let's get a little bit of detail coming through, which always looks nice. Breaks up the suit. Because when the hand's in the pocket, you've got navy blue arm meeting navy blue pocket, and then there's nothing, you know, it just creates a little bit of definition, doesn't it? A little bit of detail. That's lovely. So Kate, I want you to look at me. Brilliant. Gorgeous. Nice. Now Reese, you look at me. Kate, you look out the window. Splendid. Lovely. And just move your hand around slightly. So let's just get it curling just a little bit there, a little bit less. That's it. And just roll the wrist slightly. Maybe drop the skirt now and just flex the wrist up a little bit. That's it. Perfect. Let's sort out the dress. It's lovely. Because it's a 3/4, I'm not so fussed about what's happening down here. Perfect. Close to the window. Very nice. First setup complete.